Hi, I'm Angel with FleeceFun.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make a mini top hat, because you deserve to look fabulous. This is actually a remake of a pattern I had several years ago. Don't worry, still have the classic pattern available for you, as well as this updated version. For this project, you will need the following. For this project, you will need a 1/4 yard of polar fleece or black felt, items to decorate your hat, feathers, tulle, flowers, that sort of thing, headband or barrette or combs, hot glue gun and glue sticks, 10 gauge jewelry wire, 1 non-insulated butt connector for the 10 gauge, 1/3 yard of 1-sided fusible ultra stabilizer, 1/3 yard of 2-sided fusible ultra stabilizer, or if you can't get your hands on that, poster board or cereal box will also work with a spray-on adhesive and no stabilizer. You'll also need an iron, pressing cloth, Sharpie pen, and of course, sewing essentials, sewing machine, that sort of thing. You'll want single fold bias tape or double fold if you're not sewing, and Fleece Fun's free PDF pattern that's available on fleecefun.com. Keep in mind that there are 2 types of stiff interfacing that we are using. There is the kind that has glue on both sides, which you will want for the brim, and the kind that has glue only on one side that you will want for the wall and the top. Forgot about that one. Top has it too. How to make a mini top hat, free pattern or template instructions. Step 1, cut out the free pattern pieces. This comes in 3 sizes. This guy is the medium. I also have a large and a small. So, there's, size options for you as well. Decide on the size of hat you're making and assemble and cut out the pattern. To start, we'll cut out the cloth pieces. Notice that there are 2 lines on the pattern. We'll be cutting to the solid line. Cut 1 of the bottom seal and 1 top. Cut 2 of the mini top hat brim. Cut 1 of the mini top hat wall. These are all the fabric pieces you need. Now, cut down the pattern to the dotted line. From the 1-sided stabilizer, trace and cut out the wall and hat top. From the 2-sided stabilizer, cut out 1 of the brim. Or you can trace the pieces onto poster board or a cereal box and use this for your stabilizer. Just be aware that you can't sew any of the pieces if you use cardboard. You'll need 1 wall, 1 brim, and 1 top. These are all the pieces you need to make a single hat. Let's pull out the iron and let's get that interfacing on the pieces. Step 2, prep the top hat pieces for assembly. If using the poster board, spray the pieces with adhesive spray outside in a well-ventilated area and adhere them to the pieces. Center them on the fabric as best you can so there's an even line of fabric around them. Sandwich the poster board between the 2 brim pieces. For the stabilizer, center it on each piece and iron on, following the instructions on the stabilizer. Make sure the adhesive side, that's the bumpy side with the glue on it, is touching the fabric. Do this with the wall. Hey, I'm going to take a minute in the middle of the tutorial and ask a favor of you. Could you hit the like button for me? It's hard being a one-woman band, and that like button goes a long way to helping out my channel. And why not subscribe while you're here? Repeat with the mini hat top. Finally, with the brim, we'll use the 2-sided stabilizer, meaning it has glue on both sides, and sandwich it in between the 2 brim pieces. Iron into place. Let's start to put the hat together, and there's a couple different ways you can do it. I personally prefer the sew/craft version. Step 3, begin to assemble the hat. For the sew version, take the wall and bend it in half, right sides touching. Zigzag stitch together along the edge of the stabilizer. If you're not sewing, fold the hat the opposite way so the wrong sides are touching. Fold the ends, the flaps of the fabric on the ends that are not touching poster board, in and glue them together to form the back seam of the hat. For the sew version, once sewn, flip the hat right side out. Now, whether you've sewn or glued it, this is how the wall should look. All right, let's work on the brim. Step 4, make the brim. If you're using poster board, simply glue the double fold bias tape to the edge of the brim to finish it. If you use stabilizer, it gets a little more interesting. To give the hat more personality, we're going to make the brim moldable. To do this, we need to add wire. On what you want to be the bottom of the brim, sew on the single fold bias tape all the way around. Use your edging foot and line up the edge of the unfolded bias tape with the edge of the brim and sew using a straight stitch. Once you've done that, you need to pull the non-sewn edge of the bias tape over now so it sits on top of the mini top hat brim. Sew down along the edge, leaving a 1 to 2 inch gap for inserting the wire towards the back of the hat. This will make the channel for the wire to thread through. It also gives a nice rim to the hat brim. Now, one of the key new things to this pattern is this wire in the brim, and the reason why I like it is because it makes it so moldable. It just makes it so you can look how you want it to look, and it's not just this kind of flat thing sitting on top of your head. It actually kind of has some movement to it. It makes it look really nice. Take the wire and roughly measure around the brim for the length you need and cut. Tip: it's better in this case to have it be too long than too short. Next, thread the wire around the brim. Take your time, be gentle. Make sure the head doesn't get snagged on the fabric and it keeps moving. Thread until it reaches the other side. Then grab the butt connector. Add the butt connector to each end, trimming down the wire so it will fit. Then, top stitch the gap shut. All right, let's work on the wall and the top. Step 5, bring the mini top hat together. Now it's time to bring this fabulous fascinator together. From here on out, it's all about the glue gun. Let's start with the top of the hat. Take the hat wall and hat top. Glue the excess fabric around the edge to the stabilizer or poster board of the top of the hat. Do this with the top of the wall as well. With those pieces prepped, glue the top of the hat to the wall. Keep in mind that you want the curved side or the smaller side of the oval towards the back where the seam is. Have the seam line up with the top of the oval so the seam will be in the back. Glue the edges together. Take your time. All right, now we need to glue the top to the brim. Now it's time to add the brim. Place the top and wall so they are sitting upside down. Place the brim on the wall. The bottom of the brim should be facing up at you. The excess fabric, that's the stuff without any stabilizer on it, pulls through to the other underside of the brim. Glue this fabric to the underside of the brim. This will make a little round oval around where the wall and brim meet. So now we have the hat constructed. At this point, I recommend kind of molding the brim in the shape that you want because we're going to add all of our fun accoutrements, or accoutrement if you want to be French. But it helps if you have, it's because we're working with hats, I feel French. But because you need to mold the brim, it'll help you understand how you want things to lie on your hat. So take some time and kind of mold the brim into the shape that you want it to be. Once the hot glue is set, shape the brim as you desire. I strongly recommend doing this before decorating the hat. Step 6. Decorate your mini top hat and make it wearable. I find it's easier to decorate the hat before adding the headband or combs. So now it's the fun part. Decorate your hat with all the trimmings. Tip: keep a lint roller handy to clean off your hat. All right, now that you have all of those fabulous items glued on, it's time to finish up the hat. Now it's time to make your hat wearable. Take the bottom seal piece and glue it to the headband, slightly off center. Then glue to the bottom of the hat, or you can glue a comb to the bottom, or a couple of clips is another option. That's it, the mini top hat is finished. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome videos just like this one. You just finished a fabulous top hat. It looks great. And what I love about it is that it is you. You decorated it how you wanted it to look. If you like this tutorial, I have several more on my site, fleecefun.com. I think you'll enjoy. I have other hat patterns like this witch hat pattern or the mini witch hat pattern back here, as well as capes and other costume ideas, and just all around good stuff, all with free patterns too. So let me know in the comments below how you would decorate your mini top hat. And hey, while you're here, hit the like button and subscribe to my video channel, because I think you and I have a good thing going here.